nice keys on the beat.
Boom, boom, boom. Crypto Warriors, Stagnation, top of the morning to you.
Champions.
Hope everyone is having a spectacular day.
Good start of the week.
We know Dylan is having a spectacular day because he's the first person in here. You know,
Boom.
coming through with the boom and everything. That is pretty cool. What's up, champion? On today's show, we're going to check out Bitcoin, which is one of the most stale assets on earth right now. And of course, we're going to be what are we talking about today?
Misinformation. Misinformation.
Misinformation. Some propaganda in the he's out
Yep.
is what it is. We have the biggest squad in the he's out, man. What's up, brother? Hope everything is coasting beautifully this morning.
Was it last or 2 videos ago that you called it gaslighting?
God damn, bro. Why is this thing backwards right now, man? Something is always breaking.
It flipped?
Literally, all the writing is.
How the heck do you flip a screen?
Jesus Christ.
That's
man.
gotta be restream, right?
I am tired of this madness. I don't know. I guess I'm going off on the stream right now, folks. You know what I mean? It's a crazy thing, but I'm not sure. Just give me a second here. Let me see if we can resolve this thing here. Okay, there we go.
Who flipped the screen, bro?
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's something is always breaking. At some point, it just gets kind of frustrating. You just want things to roll smooth, but it's like, enemies of progress are always in the house.
Monday morning
Activity. Anyway,
restream over your gaslighting you.
yeah, it'd be like that.
Oh man.
If it's not real stream gaslighting you, it's probably a family member gaslighting you. Someone is always up to some crazy shit these days, it seems.
Oh man.
But let's push on here. Bitcoin trading at 43,400. Is that $463?
Yeah, we're almost at 600. We're at 643,600 this morning.
Well, what is your analysis of the situation, sir?
Well, we're looking at the 1 hour chart. We're not looking at the daily chart. So this is just for traders right now, right? So right now we're hitting another major sell wall. We've hit it multiple times. And each time we hit it, we fall back down over some stupid ass grayscale news. Somebody's selling some Bitcoin. And of course, those that don't understand Bitcoin, they're just looking at the price action or trading it, will definitely sell their Bitcoin to the big ballers, BlackRock, Grayscale, and the rest of them. So yeah, it looks like we're hitting the sell wall again, and we might be dumping pretty soon, because right now we're looking at the MFI, looking at the RSI, looking at the MACD. Look like we are over, but coming back down.
Who is trading Bitcoin?
Some fools out there, man. Some fools out there, but trading Bitcoin instead of accumulating.
Yeah, I don't know if I would say that, man. Because if you're saying that, then you're saying that you're doing TA for fools. But
hey, man. Hey, this is to encourage them to see when to buy and sell. Now, most people want to buy once the price is going up. You want to buy when the price is going down.
Hey, all right. Hey, there is everybody needs some information.
See right there, man. We have a head and shoulder.
If you're looking at the daily chart, okay, we just came from a reverse head and shoulder. So this thing is still bullish by all counts. In fact, I think that everyone should be taking this opportunity where this thing is not moving to buy more Bitcoin. Would I say it's financial advice? It depends. If I told you to buy corn, would you say it's financial advice?
Buy corn?
Corn.
It is financial advice as a commodity.
I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be. If you told someone to go buy beans, is that financial advice?
You gotta eat.
All right. Uh, listen, I don't know if it's financial advice if I tell you to go buy something that will keep you not hungry. Or you could stay and then starve to death, That's also another way,
Oh, look
It
at
is
you,
what
man.
it
You
is.
just turned it upside down.
I'm not telling you upside down. If I say go buy corn, I'm not saying go buy a stock. You don't know what corn is. It's like people who bought gold derivatives instead of buying gold.
Actual gold.
How are they doing now? Even the people holding the gold are barely making it. But if you use the gold for what it is
Yeah.
as a resource
Yeah.
to enhance or to produce other things,
Yeah.
you're probably seeing some strong profits. But it is a light situation. So clearly, it seems the United States is in panic,
Panic
or
mode.
Western media, let's call it that.
Hey, it started with the World Economic Forum saying that misinformation is the biggest threat to the world right now. It's no longer global warming or climate change, it's misinformation.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, tell us what is happening there then.
Well, woke up this morning with my mind. Yeah, Sunday morning, woke up and all of social media was Tucker Carlson going to Russia. He's going to go talk to Putin. It's a big issue. Should never be allowed to do that. I'm like, what?
Yeah, you notice we see here the Telegraph wrote an article. They say Tucker Carlson apparently pictured in Russia amid rumors of interview with Putin. So I pulled this one up here because this is just a combination of all the outlets that have written about this now. I think this is something independent. They wrote their article about it as well.
You have to go pick up Yahoo, the master of Ford News.
I mean, Yahoo has aggregated all of the other fraud. You see, this is from Business Insider. All right, says Representative Marjorie. Why does Marjorie have to defend this person for doing what for taking action that is
Pro Kremlin
clearly-
host.
Yeah, pro Kremlin host, according to the Voice of Ukraine.
Pro Kremlin.
And we have Bloomberg. Tucker Carlson visits Moscow and may interview Putin.
Full on attack, man. Everybody's going at this guy.
Huffington Post says Donald Trump's. Okay, well, that's not. I mean, that's not. That's not a Carlson situation there. But this is an interesting situation. Robert F. Kennedy here says the legacy media is in shambles because we've caught onto their lies and propaganda. When they say caught onto lies and propaganda, what comes to my mind is if you think of someone that has been giving you false information over a period of time, and then they find out at some point that you're going to be finding out what they have been up to, they will generally engage in these panic moves in an attempt to slow you down or not get you to find out what the reality is, right? Says Tucker Carlson might interview Putin. It seems that they have a concern with people speaking to. I will look at that. I'll pull up another article here, and you see they refer to Russia as the United States enemy,
number one enemy.
Which is something that we have to ask: how is that, right? Because from the last time I checked, Russia had a special operation on a country that was not part of the UN, which means that it's not your ally. But somehow you have this person in this middle dangling position. It's insane.
The same Russia that we went to war with to go and fight Germany. Right.
Interesting.
The same Russia that we still buy oil from. Do you know that we still get oil from Russia right now with all of this madness going on?
Absolutely, Mister. I mean, look, man. It's the world is in a very interesting place, and the question of sovereignty is coming up very strongly. Okay, I'll tell you who else is in communication with
Putin
or the Russian president. Almost every African president. Recently, they had the Moscow Africa conference or summit. And that was a very different picture from anything that we have ever seen.
Compared to what America Summit, African American Summit has been doing with no agenda.
And this is something that African leaders have been pointing out for a very long time because the disrespect is out of the window. Okay? We see that at this point in time, a lot of other nations, I don't know what the European nations are going to. I mean, obviously they cannot do anything because if they do anything, But I would also like to go back to the beginning of the conflict there. I mean, the conflict has been going on for a while, but at the point um, of Russia's operation, whatever they want to call it,
Hmm.
at the beginning of that conflict, we saw that the U.S. ambassador to the UN, Linda Thomas Greenfield,
Hmm.
was making rounds in Africa, telling African nations what they can buy and what they cannot buy, telling African nations who they can engage in global commerce with or not.
Yep. Stay away from Russia, they said.
All of it pointing to Russia, essentially saying if you engage with Russia in business, then there is going to be consequences, which is
Total
threats.
shutdown of you from the SWIFT system. Destroy your
Yes,
economy.
right. So when the same group of people come out to say uh, Tucker Carlson is currently in Moscow and they're worried about him interviewing Putin, and these are the same people who say that we're supposed to be in open dialogues. It does not seem to me like, because you cannot come to a point of peace with someone if you're not speaking to them.
Where's the diplomacy?
Yeah, it's a very interesting situation,
Serious,
and
serious situation, man.
yeah, we hope that people are observing it. Double up.
Yeah, you were saying something earlier about the all African situation, which kind of plays back to this situation as well.
Mhm.
Most African nations spend a lot of their time on BBC, Fox News, CNN, consuming Western media,
Mm,
right? Without actually doing their own personal research, but they're only told what to think and how to interact with the rest of the world.
yeah,
So they'll rather push you loans and follow and ask you to follow the directions of the IMF and push you away from China and Russia that could probably give you a better deal on
mm,
your resources and tell you that the problem with Africa is corruption, where the main source of the corruption is actually the people creating the corruption.
yeah,
So now this is actually happening to Americans now, right? Actually to Europe as well, because Europe hated Russia so much that they
mm,
allowed America to blow up their stream, their liquid gas stream,
yeah, yeah,
right? To the point now that Europe is struggling heavily from inflation because they hated their neighbor that had nothing against them
yeah.
because of the media taught them to hate their neighbor.
When you have stupid associates,
So stupid.
when you have stupid associates, or you let yourself to be led by stupid people.
Yes, Trump said that. We
Yeah.
are led by. I think we have
Yeah,
that.
I think that he said something along those lines. I don't know if I can find it right
We are
now.
led by very
But
stupid people.
yeah, I think yeah, Trump did say that, something like that.
We are led
Actually, I don't think.
by very, very stupid people.
Yeah, it's on. I turned it up.
Very,
Yeah. Okay.
stupid people. We cannot let it continue.
The guy did not lie, man. Honestly.
Yeah, there was no lie there. You know, the propaganda itself is just absolutely insulting at this point. The level of disrespect that the leadership in the West is displaying towards their own citizens at this point in time is unlike anything we've ever seen. And you should be furious about this. I know people like to navigate in the middle land,
Mm.
but they say when you stand for nothing, you fall for anything. It's
Yes,
this
sir.
same middle land that, this same middle of the road convenience kind of garbage that has most people in this complacent place where nobody has the backbone to be able to stand up for the things that are affecting them negatively.
Convenience.
You're being robbed, but you don't want to say anything about it.
I'd rather watch the NFL.
Listen, I am no activist, but I'm definitely someone that if there is things that are against my interests, right, I will definitely be taking action or speaking to it or speaking out
Against it.
against it,
Yes, sir.
speaking to the issue. Whatever, however people want to put it, man. Wordplay is too much. Listen, as we know, as Double O mentioned earlier, we see that a lot of these African nations, which this is a video that we can always, I have to still find that video. But when the invasion, when the conflict, right, the physical conflict with Ukraine and Russia began, there was a video which we did, and I did my analysis, and I pointed out that if I was an African leader, I would align myself with Russia at this point in time
Mhm.
for the protection and for a different type of deal where my country is not just being stolen from. And so we see that this is what has been happening. Obviously, China has been out there in Africa. The Some say that it is another form of colonialism.
Mhm.
Okay, it still stands to be seen. What is being seen right now is the fact that in a shorter period of time, there is more useful infrastructure
Boom.
rising than the
Centuries.
the colonial
Decades.
masters who were there for centuries, and all we saw was violence, hunger, and more.
Terrorism, actually, too.
Exactly. So the economy is now in the same manner, and we're pointing this because when I look at this here, I don't see this any different from what is going on with Tucker Carlson right now.
Mhm.
The economists came out to say China ruthlessly self-interested lending policies share some of the blame for the developing world's sovereign debt crisis.
True.
The solution will involve teamwork, which does not come naturally to China. So you see, they're already gaslighting China that these people don't do teamwork. So when you see that we are only trying to do it by ourselves, know that it's because China does not like to do teamwork.
Mm.
I'll also point out at the same time that we know that China has forgiven some of the debts, which was interest-free loan, right?
Mhm.
How did they get the money? Yes, they may have printed it, but who knows, man?
Everybody
We'll
prints
get
the
down
money,
line. Yeah,
right?
exactly. They're all doing the same thing, right? But somehow the group of people that will never forgive the loans, crazy interest rates on those loans, somehow
Double-digit interest rates. That's stupid crap Nigeria's taking right now.
exactly right. Meanwhile, you're extracting resources from this same environment, and somehow these people owe you while you are taking from them. It is a very interesting situation, to say the least, and I think that it is one that society as a whole is starting to see now.
You know what's funny about China?
Yeah.
Americans don't get this. If we leave China tomorrow, you thought you seen inflation? You ain't seen nothing yet. Since the 90s is when I think this really started happening, way before 2008. Our manufacturing left the US. The big guys, right? The big major funds took all the money, took it to China, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, manufacturing as well. Our tech and our manufacturing left the country, went to China. They having you hate China right now. But do you believe that everything that you eat, everything that you have in your house is made from China? The media have you eat in China. Why do you hate China? It's not you that has a problem with China. It's certain institutions
Yeah.
that think they're being squeezed out competitively by China's growth, by China's technology that now creates a challenge. Taiwan, for example, right?
Yeah.
America wants to go to war with China over Taiwan. You know why? Because they exported our ability to manufacture chips to China, to Taiwan,
To Taiwan. Yeah.
China.
Well, a bunch of chaotic stuff, and it's slowly falling apart here. It's slowly falling apart as we are seeing. Keep thanking God in the He's out. And that a beautiful thing to be doing.
Yes.
Good morning to you too. By the way, folks, please like the video, share the video, comment down below. Okay. We have Bitcoin Shango in the He's out.
Morning,
Says G
champion.
morning. Good morning to you, sir. We hope your cup is overfilled with greatness and just freshness of the day, if you will. All right, there we go. So obviously Tucker Carlson is over there. I don't know, maybe he is, maybe he's not. I cannot really confirm. We're just looking at articles. We'll find out for sure once we see an interview, if he does it. I'm sure he's going to be doing that if he's there. But I'm wondering to myself, why is this so problematic? Because in fact, we have some representatives who have now called this guy a traitor for going over to Moscow. On the other hand, we have Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene defending Tucker Carlson interviewing
Putin.
Putin. What do you find might be the issue with that? Double O.
Well, you have to remember, Tucker Carlson was their major mouthpiece for the longest.
Mhm.
But the man has awoken and he has seen that he is actually the one part of the problem.
Mm.
He has exited the system and now is speaking against the system. Kind of like Paul and Saul,
Mm.
those little childhood Bible stories. Now, Paul is now the major enemy of the state. We got to shut him down. It's that simple. Literally that simple.
Well, listen, it's disappointing to say the least. Okay, because I don't see how you get to peace without some sort of communication with the others. I mean, look at this. I gotta be honest, man. I am disappointed in Western media. When I remember when I first came to this country, when you come to America, man, it seems like you're going to this land that is so beautiful. I don't know if we call it land of the righteous, but the image that is owed to you. Look at that. We're now looking at a dog. But no, the image that is sold to you, right? You're like, hey, once I get to this place, things are going to be absolutely beautiful. I get that every nation has their issues, but I have to say, the place that we find ourselves right now, as a Western environment as a whole.
Civilized,
Okay,
civilized nation.
I don't want to call any country by name in this situation, but where we find ourselves right now is highly disappointing. And I really hope that you know there is somebody out there that still has some sort of dignity, okay, to reel in back the American culture, as at least as it seemed, you know because obviously, as a culture, there are certain things that you must have in place to allow you to prosper to a certain extent, right? In this case, obviously, we see that it was a let's not call it collaborative. It was joint efforts, if you will. Nonetheless, there is and I think that what I'm just really saying here is I hope that we can get back to a place where that sort of respect is restored to the West, I guess. To a certain extent, I'm saying this, but I understand that it's not going to happen. But this is truly disappointing stuff here. Let us know what you guys think. It'll be interesting to get your take on this. Double up. Anything else, sir?
So say the American hegemony, right? Or the global hegemony of the West, of America.
Yeah.
And to me, when I look at it, I don't think America is just one-sided story that we see from mass media.
Mhm.
I just think that specific group of people or specific institutions have hijacked the nation. And we are not seeing it. We keep saying, oh, Democrat versus Republican. There's some people behind these things, like the companies that own this mass media, the companies that own the military equipment, the
Mm.
companies that own the natural resources. They're the one utilizing our military to obtain those resources and those profits for themselves, not for you or I.
Yeah.
Interest rates going up, wars going on. What do we benefit from it? Nothing. The banks that are, for example, YouTube and Google and Microsoft, right? You put your money in your 401k. Guess what? Your 401k company, the fund manager, takes all that money and gives it to Microsoft, right? And then Microsoft turns around and abuse you with your own data.
Yeah.
And YouTube says, oh, they're going to ban you for speaking up. But your money is what's making YouTube float. It's your money that the banks are using to give out to these businesses to make them bigger and stronger. We are literally getting ourselves abused by these institutions. It's your money that they use to lobby the government
Yeah.
against you.
So at some point, if the customer is not there, then there is no one to be selling to. And if the citizens are not there or in compliance, then there is no one for them to be ruling.
Which is why we say we fix the money, get the money out of their hands. We
Yeah.
interact and transact with ourselves
Yeah.
without the centralized authorities. We can fix this problem.
The power is in the people's hands, man. They just do not realize it. It's like black.
You gotta mention it.
I don't want to go down this line. It's like black Americans, man. There is so much power It's like lightning in a bottle, and the bottle is open, but uh,
We just can't see it, man.
they're just not stepping out.
Yeah, I don't like to call it Black America. I like to call it African Americans. It's Black History Month, by the way. This is gonna be a hot topic all month.
Uh,
Africans in the Americas, man, they stole y'all.
yeah,
Don't let them lie to you that we sold ourselves. Yes, there were some greedy ass African chiefs and kings back then,
of course.
but they came out there and robbed the entire continent of its resources and its people, and they're still benefiting from it.
They have the audacity.
Yup.
Listen, while we're speaking of the audacity, I have the audacity right now to click on edit while we're in the middle of a stream because we have spelled rain wrong. I
Oh,
think it's supposed to be REIGN. Well, let me not risk that because we might go offline. I'm gonna change it after this. Okay, but yeah, we have to correct that there.
oh
For
yeah,
sure.
REIGN.
Yeah, it's rain. All right, so maybe that's why everyone's so like, what do they mean? What is it? It's Western language. Yeah, we are working on it. We're working on it.
English is
Okay.
my second language.
It's
How dare you?
yeah, it's my fifth language. Incredible.
Oh, jeez.
Oh shit, man. This is incredible. Listen, BK Crypto says layers of bullshit. Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up after this, man. This is
Oh,
incredible.
jeez.
Says they have the audacity. Ladies and gentlemen, listen, man. It says step into your greatness. You all have the power. And especially right now, the world is in a place where certain people who had the power are losing the grip of it.
Mm.
The president of Burkina Faso right now is 34 years old. And he freaking overtook the previous people who were there because they were going around bullshitting.
Selling the entire nation
Yes.
to French for
Okay.
dirt cheap.
Yeah. And now they have realigned themselves with Russia. They're providing a service to Russia. And in return, Russia has already started sending them protection and everything like that.
Not only protection, free food.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, they also send them free
Yeah.
food. Isn't that crazy? If that was coming from the US, you have to donate money. Then the Red Cross has to take it and file for some things. Then they probably have to go buy a ship. Have you seen the Red Cross ship that is sitting over there in Bmore?
Dude, bro. All the
Guy,
money is gone before the money
it's
even
gone
gets to
before it
them.
gets to Africa. So listen, man. The scam is too much. Everyone is tired of it. No one really, it's just too much, man. Intelligence is out there now. Intelligence is on the internet. Or should I say information? Information is out there, accessible to everyone now. And now there's just too many intelligent people with the ability to reach anyone, anywhere in the world. The idea of this traditional leadership thing that we see right now, that we go and vote and all of this stuff. Listen, these people are not qualified to be Elon's president. They're not qualified to be Tucker Carlson's president. They're not qualified to be many other people's presidents that we have seen that are so bright. It does not work. Okay. So we need to be able to, recalibrate and readjust our approach to how we are interacting as a society. And part of this propaganda bullshit is part of it. Stop insulting our intelligence. That's all I'll say.
I find it funny though, because they insulted our intelligence so much about Bitcoin, told you it was a scam, that it was bad for the environment. And the same people that got you all blinded and hating this technology that is supposed to rescue you from this madness, from this destroyed monetary system, is now what they're now buying and accumulating like madness. Can you imagine $3 billion in a week?
All right. Well, listen, folks, the systems that we have been using, we have to seriously consider that all of it is a scam. All of it is just nothing. And you have to consider that it is time for a change. Listen, multiple empires have come and fallen. I'm sure at the time that they were falling, people kept saying, there is no way. Okay, listen, we have spoken to people who have said there is no way
The US dollar.
the US dollar is going away, and there is no way I'm going to move my bitcoins off Celsius into self-custody, because if the US government wants it anyway, they can come and find it from you. Listen, I still have my Bitcoin. Those people don't have their Bitcoins anymore.
Do they?
Because they did not take action, because they believed in this structure that has been set up. Listen, it does not matter if you're white, okay, or anything else in the US. I don't think that these people are necessarily doing these things saying that this is for I guess, to
For
end
them.
for white people and things like that,
They don't
right?
care about white people.
I don't think that it matters. It is just a small group, and they have full control. And no matter who you are, okay, it is very clear that they will go to any extent to ensure that they maintain power.
Yep.
You know, in fact, listen, we've gotten
You want
enough
to
of
go
our
deep?
chest, man. Let's
You
end
want
it
to
up
go
here,
deep
man.
again?
Yeah. We'll end it up.
We gotta end this right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for hanging out with us today.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely incredible. Okay, please like, share, subscribe to the channel. We are also on X as StackFin. Anything else, double up.
Hey man, the information is here. This is not misinformation.
Yeah.
Come, like, follow us. We got more for you guys, man.
Listen, man.
This is just the beginning.
We are just saying that let's bring America into the 21st century. There's a lot to gain by just opening communication with the rest of the world.
We got to.
It's incredible.
Yes.
Anyway, until next time, brazen out.
00 out.
Hey.